And I want to welcome everyone again to Free Minds on the Same Page Right Night, a mutual exchange of hope and healing between incarcerated poets and the community. Our featured viewed ambassadors tonight are Free Minds members Delonta and Curtis, in conversation with my co-host Tara and our Free Minds co-founder and executive director. I want to extend a warm welcome to our returning night writers and to any new volunteers that are here for the first time tonight. We also have Free Minds members who are home in the community joining us. Please post in the chat where you are joining us from, and if this is your first right night, and if you have or if you have attended a Free Minds event in the past. Also, before you leave a comment, please make sure that you click everyone in the chat box. That way, we all get to see your comments. Our poet ambassadors will be thrilled to know how many community members are supporting them and what cities and state and countries they are here tonight from. Here's how it's going to go tonight. We will have a conversation with Curtis, Delonta, and Tara and myself, and we will have a chance to answer any of your questions until about 7:25 p.m. Eastern. Please put any questions you have in the chat or in the Q&A button below at any time. Then we'll share some quick tips on how to use our platform Miro and to give our poetry feedback. And this way we will all be joining on the same page. Now I'm going to turn it over to Tara that will introduce our poet ambassadors for us tonight. Tara?
Thank you, Carlos. It is so wonderful to be here. I have not been able to facilitate Right Night for a while, so I'm absolutely thrilled to be in conversation with Carlos, Delonte, and Curtis, longtime Free Minds members who are going to share an amazing story of reunion through Free Minds. But first, I'm going to introduce um, there are fantastic poet ambassadors. They have a lot on their bios, so bear with me. Curtis, he's a Free Minds poet ambassador who returned home from incarceration just this past August after 20 years in the Federal Bureau of Prisons. Curtis was released under a DC law called the Incarceration Reduction Amendment Act, and that allows for resentencing for youth with extreme sentences. Curtis is a prolific poet and an author, and he sent in many Free Minds poems, which some of you amazing volunteers, I'm sure, have read and responded to. So thank you all. We always love getting poems from Curtis. And he was featured in our anthology, When You Hear Me, You Hear Us, which has been distributed to many schools, colleges, workplaces. Since coming home, Curtis is already working extremely hard in the events field. He's also an incredibly devoted dad to his daughter and continues to write poetry. Fine time. He's passionate about working with youth and sharing his lived experience at the Free Minds community engagement events. One day, Curtis would also love to add coaching youth football. Welcome, Curtis and Delonte. He's also a Free Minds Poet Ambassador who's been a member since 2007 when he voluntarily joined the Free Minds Book Club on the juvenile unit at the DC jail while he was incarcerated as a youth. He also returned home this August, and he has already completed the Free Minds Job Readiness and Personal Skill Building Apprenticeship. He's a leader in our Free Minds Reentry program, our weekly build up. He loves being an ambassador, sharing his poetry and lived experiences at our On the Same Page events. And Delonte's dream is to support underserved youth as well. So he hopes they have all the opportunities and resources they need. And we're just so happy you both are here spending time with us. So I'll kick it back to you, Carlos.
Thank you, Tara. And it's sort of Tara, if I could share real quick, it's sort of kind of a special kind of night. This is kind of a reunion for Delonte and Curtis because one thing that they it's not said in their bios is that they grew up together. And I just want to ask both of them, like, how does it feel before we get started into everything else? How does it feel to be reconnecting on this platform and basically reconnecting again together through Free Minds? Any one of y'all could jump in real quick.
Oh man, it feels good to see my childhood friend because, like I told y'all, the night that I got incarcerated as a juvenile, I just came from seeing Curtis, and I got locked up as soon as I left him. And so us rebuilding, like reconnecting, feel good because that's really my friend. He had a lot of time. He had more time than me, but he just came home on an hour, so that's good seeing my partner on the streets. And since then, we just been linking up. Like one thing about it, he the same person he was when we was younger. Like he
Yeah,
always genuine, good man. Like
yeah.
that's really my man. That's my friend. That's really my brother.
I like that, Delonta. What about you, Curtis?
For me, having somebody that have a shared experience with me, right? That know the ins and out and the trouble and the trauma that not just I've been through, that he been through as a youth, right?
Yeah.
So reconnecting as adults, being being able to rejoin each other in freedom, right? That's been amazing for me, right? And to see how much he grown, how much I grown mentally, and the things we looking forward to doing, right? And the things we passionate about today. It changed so much over the last 18 years because our views on the world was only circled in 4 blocks. Now
Right.
our
Yeah,
worldview has changed, what I'm saying, outside of DC. So I
yeah,
believe, man, the sky's the limit for both of us.
I like that. I like that. Terry, you want to add something to
Yeah,
that?
I was just gonna say, we didn't know that they were childhood friends. So Sophia and I were at an outreach event, and we just called Delonta and Curtis. It was like the energy between you two were like, oh, after 17 years, it was just such a beautiful experience. And I just want to thank you both for being such the embodiment of what Free Minds is all about, being affirming and encouraging each other and helping each other out in reentry, which is challenging. And the other members see that, and yeah, you just uplift us all. So reunited, and it feels so good. That's our favorite
Yeah.
line. I won't sing it for you, but
Nah, thank you both. Curtis, so the we'll get started with you, and I just want to emphasize that the amazing thing about this is like we're about to see your growth, not just you, Curtis, but Delonte also through your poetry. So if we could start out that way, by you sharing one of your own poems first, please.
My pleasure. All right, everyone. This is called Man in the Mirror, and I wrote this during the COVID pandemic. I was going through some stuff with myself, so I use my pen as my release. So here it go. Check yourself before it's too late. Ask for help even when your pride is in the way. Mistake after mistake with no one to blame. Feelings in check. I don't want to live my life in shame. Speeding down this one-way street. God, please don't let me crash. Watch over me while I walk this lonely path. My soul is damaged, but my heart is pure. I know love, I know hate, even abuse. Me versus me, but this is my truth. Don't take my happiness. Honestly, you wouldn't like it if it was done to you. There has to be more to life than always being told what you can't do. Controlled, composed, retold, it's better just to be you. As my thoughts flow through this pen, I tell myself things will get better. I just have to use my willpower to fight to the very end.
Beautiful poem, Curtis. Beautiful poem. For me, right? These words right here stick out to me. My soul is damaged, but my heart is pure. I know love, I know hate, even abuse. Um, Me versus me, but this is my truth. That's the part that stuck out to me. Like if you could relate to us, like I know you told us you're going through some things and going through and COVID and stuff like that. Like what inspired you to not just write it, but to share it also?
Um, just having the voice through Free Minds while I was incarcerated, right? It's like a faceless person with a loud voice. So once I
Mhm.
know how much words impacted other people, it inspired me to keep writing. At first it was for like just for my safekeeping, but when I started sharing it and getting the feedback and seeing how many people was inspired or empowered or uplifted by my words, right, it kept me using my pen and putting it on the paper and using my emotions as my voice. So that was one thing. But going through the COVID pandemic, you know, being stuck and locked down like that all the time, you get tired of people. And sometimes you get tired of yourself. But as you see, I said it was me versus me. So I had so much to look forward to, and I knew I couldn't give up. So that was my release, right?
How does it feel to read your own poetry that you've written a while back, right here, live and living color at Right Night?
It bring back emotions, you know, a whole lot of emotions. One of them now that I'm reading it, I feel I'm grateful. I know that much. And one more that come straight to me, like I like to use this word, the resilience I always show. You know, it feel good, you know, to be able to do this, be able to sit right here on this platform. You know, it's great.
I like that.
I was going to
Wait,
say,
Karen.
sorry, Carlos. Oh, you know me popping in. I love how you wrote, as my thoughts flow through this pen. Like, it's just so cool because obviously we know we're here in Right Night. We want the thoughts and we're connected to each other. Like, that you use the pen then and now. How were you able in such a dark time to be, and really stressful? You're like, I'm picking up my pen.
For one, like I knew no matter how hard it got, right? Even when I didn't talk to my peoples, I knew my peoples loved me, right? And then outside of that, you know, being a father, you know, I always know I had to live for my daughter, even while I was incarcerated. I couldn't be hands on, but I made sure I always stayed in contact, right? And that was one thing that kept me motivated. You know what I'm saying? Then another thing, even in the darkest times, like the birthdays, y'all never forgot. You know what I'm saying? Just keeping me up what was going on in the city through the connect with the pictures, you know, because people stop writing at the time, but y'all never stop writing. So I always had hope.
Love it.
Like that. Thank you for that, Curtis. The other thing that you and Delonta have in common is that you both took on this hat of poet ambassador, and this title, this professional kind of spot that for those that don't know, though, for those that are here for the first time, poet ambassador means we represent those that we represent those that are not here. Curtis has done that since being out by sharing his poetry and also reading other members' poetry, which we're about to do. Curtis, if you could read this other poem for us real quick.
All right. This right here give me joy too, right? It's called Can't Lock Up by Aaron J. He's still incarcerated, so I'm gonna be his voice today. My integrity and respect, my motivation to make a check. I will always find my hustle. Too many ideas to struggle. A plan never fail unless you choose not to excel. The reason I will never give up is because I have faith and trust. The goal today is to survive. You have to continue to thrive. There's only one of me. Yeah, there's only one of me and will never be a copy. The accomplishments are unlimited, so I know no one can stop me. Though the road may be difficult, I will master the terrain. Life is easy. Life is easy on cruise control when you're focused with so much to gain. I conquer, I win, I will never lose. I will always come out on top because I'm built with the right tools. They can never lock up my mind.
That was tough right there. I like that poem.
Yeah, what about it, Delonte? Really got you.
You could just tell while he was writing it, he growing. And like he said, man, like you can never like lock my mind up. Like my mind is always, I don't care where I'm at in the world, you can't never take my mind.
I love that. Carlos, I think you're on mute. I'm not sure if you're off that. I love when he was
I
saying,
am sorry.
oh yeah, the part about it that really got me was like, he knows cruise control. He's focused with so much to gain. Like he sees the long road, even though he's going through incredible hard times. He's like, I see the future.
It's two
Yeah.
things that stuck out to me. The part when he talk about excelling, because while you're incarcerated, it takes self motivation to excel and not stay on your pivot, right?
That shit
And the
do.
last line, they can't lock up my mind, right? You know, physically we get incarcerated, but if you can free your mind, just like the foundation that we're on now, you'll always be able to move forward.
Yep.
Especially bad in type circumstances.
That's right. And I even in bad circumstances, he's like, I will always find my hustle. Too many ideas to struggle. You know what I mean? I always put that in the forefront. So a beautiful poem. And Curtis, you read that well. Thank you for representing Aaron.
No
Again,
problem.
thank you, Curtis. Tara, back to you.
Yeah, Delonta, I want to hear some of your amazing poem. This wonderful audience is hot off the press. I think 5 days ago, Delonta, you birthed this beautiful creation. Can you share with us what I love about poetry, and everyone knows, and it's one of our favorite quotes from one of our heroes, Angela Davis, is walls turn sideways are bridges. And poetry really is this incredible bridge. And when you write, you and Curtis write, it's like this bridge to inspiration, motivation, universal shared feelings. And anyway, I'm going to get you right to it. Tell us about this fresh off the pen poem.
That's right. This poem right here called "Becoming," because, like I told you, like since I grew up in terror. You remember when I was a little kid, and I matured. Like I had to mature for myself. I had to grow up, because I got a lot of teenagers, so I came a man while I was incarcerated. So this poem it's called "Becoming." It say, "I'm working on the man I see, the one I dream I'm meant to be. No race, no rush, just ready to climb. Each scar I've earned, each test or time. The past still whispers, but I rise with clear heart and wiser eyes. I'm not who I was, I'm more, not less. Just learn the peace inside the mess."
Mm. Wow, Delonta, like when you say it brings back 17 years ago on the juvenile block when Delonta was just like an uplifter. Like he would always do a joke, make everybody happy. But to now see you with this like deep well of introspection and like this fierce passion to help others, just like I can't really describe how what a beautiful thing that is. And I was wondering, my big line that stared out for me, and I don't know, Carlos and Curtis, was just learning peace inside the mess. Man, isn't that a universal goal? What made you end with that powerful line?
It was just reality because, like I said, like even though I was locked up all that time, man, I can't let it break me because I got a goal to get home. And now that I'm out here, I want to do the right thing. So I know the world, I know since I've been out here, things ain't been going how I wanted to go because I'm still readjusting to society, but it's cool. I know the world messed up, but we ain't gotta make it messed up. Like I ain't gotta go out there and do nothing dumb. Like I'm gonna stay focused and complete my goals that I gotta complete.
Yeah, you're a
I like
peacemaker.
I like how he said that the past still whispers. I know a lot of the members that's like have come home is like will relate to this. That the past still whispers, but I rise with clear heart and wiser eyes. That's definitely the one that stuck out for me because it's like
Mm.
the past is we've been through it, man. But
Yeah.
we realize through that everything that we've been through is like we could see better. We could do things in a better way, and I definitely like that.
Love that. You use it as fuel to help you. All three of you are just incredible resilience. And then, as Carlos said, the poet ambassador is really just a beautiful thing. How much both of you take it as a sacred honor and responsibility to read your brothers and sisters behind the walls words. And so, what can you share? What poem you picked today to read for your fellow Free Minds member?
Okay. The one I picked is about it say they never had me, and it's about a good man, Khalid C. And I'm a be his voice since he can't be here today. So I'm a read his poetry.
All right.
It say
Uh-huh.
it say they can't lock up my ambition, my passion, my drive.
It's all.
we can have, let's say, hold on, I'm gonna start over. Let's say they can't lock up my ambition, my passion, my drive. We all can have free minds, even during count time. They can
Hmm.
lock you up physically, not mentally nor spiritually. Focusing on the future is something that influenced me. Incarceration is such a sad, sad song. To me, you only do 2 days. The day you come in and the day you go home.
Mm. Wow. That's deep. What brings what does that bring up for you?
Man, you know, that poem was that's a powerful poem because you know me, Curtis, and Carlos, we can relate to that because we was in that situation. Like they said, just because they lock you up physically, they can't like you can't they can't break you. So you guys keep your mind clear. You guys stay focused. Because you got some people that go to prison and they don't make it home. So you gotta be strong in there. So
Mm.
that poem was strong.
And knowing, you know, our members inside know that you as ambassadors, you guys out here are their voice. So that gives them extra strength. They tell us that. They know it. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm going to pass it over to you, Carlos, because I know time is ticking and we have to get to our a really important mission to read and respond to those poems of all those that are resilient, going through, really fighting through with that mental strength.
Yes.
Carlos.
Yes, thank you, Tara. And for sure, time always passes by so fast, right? And just real quick, right before we go into this next part, right? Here's a question for both of you, right? Um, again, they're about to partake in the poetry comments and leave encouraging words. So, first of all, how important is male inside? Both of you.
Oh, Mel, man,
That's the best time of
it's
the day.
it's the secret to success in there. It's the secret to happiness. It's the secret to fulfillment. It's the secret to feeling hopeful. You know,
Mm,
without Mel, for real, you feel lonely. You feel trapped. You know, and I wrote a poem about feeling trapped, but just getting mail is like a holiday. It's like a birthday every time you get it. You know what I'm saying? It's a special moment because as you just heard, Delonta just read the poem about count time. Right after count, you hear your name being called for mail. It's just a joyful feeling. It's real important though because it keeps the person alive for real.
That's a
yeah.
fact.
And then again they're about to go into these give leave the comments, right. I could start out with you, Curtis, right. One, what tips and advice do you have for those that are, especially those that are new for the first time tonight, the volunteers? What advice do you have as they give the feedback to the poems tonight? Curtis, I know you had received before the comments yourself, so we'll start out with you.
The comments are they special, they important, and it's like sometimes we look at it like I'm writing to a stranger. Nah, it's the understanding of the words that you read and then connecting with those words. And once you connect with the words on the paper, you connect with the person who wrote them, right? And then on the receiving end, seeing so many different comments, that one piece of paper is like 5 pieces of mail in one. And
Hmm.
it's like you seeing all these powerful and strong emotions coming just by the words you wrote to yourself. So it's really important to read the poem and just even if you just connect with one line, leave a comment on it. This resonated to me, or I really felt what you said on this, or this was strong. Something just empowering. That's it.
Right.
Okay, good advice. What about you, Delonte? What
I'm a,
tips
I'm
and
a ping
advice?
pong with Curtis said like when they get that mail, like when you read the poem and you leave a comment, that make the our free mind family member
Yeah.
feel love important because we not letting this poem go unanswered. He know people are reading his poetry that he wrote, even if it's old or not, and it's gonna make him keep wanting to write because he gonna want more response. And that make you feel good when somebody reading your poem.
I
Right.
love
That's
that.
right.
I
Love
love
that.
Curtis how you said that's like 5 people. As everyone will know, when you go to the poetry boards, our whole idea is a circle of support. So it's not just one person.
I,
and that there's so many different perspectives and life experiences and diversity. And I think that's what's just so beautiful about the Free Minds community, is that as we on the same page, but it's the same page and the same heart and soul, but it's like, oh, we bring all our different ideas and creativities, and it's just kind of cool. Curtis, what have you done with all of the feedback that you received? Were you able to bring it out? I think you told me.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. I
Okay.
got a binder full of them. Every poem that was sent back to me, I never threw it away. I always kept them. And like you may have heard before, like if you put it in the wrong place, you'll lose it because things happen. So I made sure I bought me a binder and I kept it with all my legal paperwork. I did bring it home. I got every poem that I ever wrote.
You know what's crazy, Curtis?
What's up, bro?
They got our old poems that we wrote in the juvenile block. I'm talking about the original copies. I forgot all about them poems.
Yeah.
Everything is kept.
Yeah, they
When I
got
went
the
down there and got that folder, I was amazed by how many they had.
yeah.
Everything's kept at Free Minds. Tara, do we have any more questions?
Yes, we do have a question actually along those lines. We got a question. Um, how did you find the personal and collective strength, this to both of you, to grow yourself while incarcerated in such a dehumanizing, isolated environment? And how do you find it now that you're home with all the challenges? And I love that. How did you find to grow? Because you guys didn't just survive, you really grew and expanded. How were you guys able to do that?
Me, see when I first got incarcerated, I used to stay in isolation a lot. Like, I'd go to the hole a lot. But as I got older in there, I had to realize like I'm getting too old for this. Like I want to go home. I'm in here doing stuff that can run my time up, all type of things. So I just stayed focused. I read, I worked out, I surrounded myself with good men, and I made it through. And since I've been home, I reconnected with Free Mind, and I've been seeing people I ain't seen in a long time, and it's opening doors. It's like Curtis, like every morning, Curtis, he send me a text, asking how I'm doing, what I'm getting in today. And like if he go out and he hears something, he'll shoot me a text like, yeah, bro, this hiring, stuff like that. So I just matured, I slowed down a lot, and I could think better.
Love it. How about you, Curtis?
My collective growth came from loss, pain, grief, and trauma, right? So just having that will to fight and not give up, you know what I'm saying? So like doing something positive, and you'll be looked at as different if you try to go on the right path while you're in the penitentiary. But I was able to do it. You know what I'm saying? I was able to take the bids, the laugh, the jokes, and I was able to, start with my GED. Then I started doing the real deep programs like the challenge program, the resolve program, which is psychology based, and it was all about self improvement and re-educating myself. And as far as the reentry part of it, just coming home to a whole new world with a whole new city, it was difficult coming out here. Learning how to do things on the internet, have to get an ID. It's a lot of challenges that come with that because you need certain requirements. You got to meet certain requirements just for that. And once I slowed my thoughts down and I started using my resources, a lot of them didn't really work, but the one that really, really put me on the path to correctness was Free Minds. Once I got back in contact with y'all and started really communicating, that's when things started happening for me. That's when the success path started glowing up for me for real.
Uh,
Go ahead, Delonta.
now I was just agreeing with Curtis, like Free Mind do, they help you out a lot, man. I ain't lying. I like this program.
Mhm.
My
And you know,
ID,
and
my
you know,
learners, my
yeah, and you know
life,
what's crazy?
and my birth certificate was all through Free Minds.
As soon as I came home, my cousin was like, he like, cuz you need to call Turn them. Cause Terrell, he a member too. I remember when I was at college, I seen him on the news speaking for Free Mind. I said, look at my cousin, that's my cousin right there, Snap.
Well, like what you guys say, like Free Minds is Free Minds is only as strong as the members' engagement and contribution, and you guys are like reader leader, writer uniters. You're really giving back, so that's why it is so strong. We got some couple other questions, Carlos. I know we're tight on time, but one is, have you guys written any poems? Hello, you are, since you've been released. We heard Delonta's and Curtis. How do you guys fit it in to keep writing those poems?
Oh man, we ain't got nothing but time for real. Like we getting too old to be outside all day. So when you in the house ain't doing that, you could just write a poem.
I love it. See,
For
answer
me,
everything.
I just wrote one for the next issue that we about to drop, I think in December, Passion.
Oh yes, that's a
But
good
I
one.
still got my little book right here where I got all my poems in there.
Okay, snap.
Uh, wait, these are your poems since you've been home?
Yeah,
Can you hold that up? I want
You
to take
say, hey, Kirby got about poetry snaps.
yeah, it's real.
I love
That's
the
right.
It's
snaps.
real. It's
So
words on the
good.
page.
So good, so good. I
Hey,
love it. Well, you guys are going to be hearing that. Reminds me, if anybody hasn't seen our last issue on empathy and compassion, it is an amazing one that's on our website. And as Curtis said, our new one is about passion, interests, hobbies, and one of ours is reading all the Free Minds members' poems. That's one of my passions. So I'm going to pass it over. We had one more question. What is your favorite part of the reentry program? There's so many things, but what would you guys say is your favorite part? That was our last question.
my favorite part of the program was just reconnecting with everybody and see such long time. Cause for me, I was young, so when you seen me, you already knew who I was off the break.
My favorite part is doing the outreach and allowing people to see just because you was incarcerated don't mean that you bitter, that you're a
That's a
bad
fact.
person, that change is possible.
That's a fact.
Changing the narrative. I love it. Thank you, guys. Back to you. Carlos is going to tell our new members how to give more of that love on the page.
Yeah, thank you both, Delonta and Curtis. We could definitely keep talking like all night, but time is over short on us. And thank you everyone for being here. Before I give you tips on how to maneuver around this virtual platform called Miro, I want to just invite everybody to like a couple ways how to get involved. Definitely support DC's autonomy so that DC's resident and our elected officials can control our own laws, like the Incarcerated Reduction Amendment Act, also known as IRA. Especially for our friends outside of DC, please call our representatives or senators and urge them to vote no to any legislations targeting DC laws and DC autonomy. One of those laws, again, is IRA, also known as Incarceration Reduction Amendment Act, which has one of the transformative impact on some of us here tonight, as well as hundreds of other Free Minds members and their families and communities. So see the link in the chat for an action that you could take right now, and that way you can get involved. Also, if you want to support our work, you can donate, help us welcome incarcerated and formerly incarcerated members. Remember that any little helps, even if it's $1, that's enough to send mail back to our members. So please also check out our website and ways that you can get involved and how to donate. So now, without further ado, we're going to give a little tips on how to maneuver around our platform Miro. It's just little 5 things, small things to remember. Number one, which is the arrow. It opens the door and it lets you start writing, right? Make sure it's clicked on blue, and then you clicked over to the poem that where you at. And then make sure, like, just in case it's blurred, you could always zoom in and zoom out, and that's at the bottom of the left of the screen. The T is for text. So once you click on it, and then you could go over to the poem that you're trying to comment on, and you just click on it, and then you could adjust the size and anything, and just start typing. The one advice that we always give is also always address the poet with a first name, and end with a first name at the end. That way you just keep it on a friendly basis, and you could always scroll to the right for more poems, and again, always address the poet by their first name. So there are two mirror tables on each one has different poems, so make sure to click and check them all out. The first page here on the mirror table has also link access to the other table. Miro works best on a computer or tablet. So if you're using your phone, we recommend using this Google document with the poems. That link will also be in the chat, and that's just in case you have issues logging on to the Miro. And it's also here in the first page in case anything you could click on it. If you have any questions or need support, you can call us or our staff until 8:30 p.m. tonight, and that number will also be in the chat. So other than that, just thank you for being here tonight, Tara.
Sure. Now that's great. And if you're like me, which some of the members call pterodactyl, call that number 309-533-0395. You can also take your pledge. But yeah, it's really important, as Curtis and Delonta shared, to get that comments, especially now during the federal shutdown. Our members have really been going through it because the correctional officers haven't been paid. And so they're not doing any programming, they're locking people down. We're getting so many letters of so much hardship and adversity. So we need to send as many letters as possible back in. So all I say is please spread the word to your friends, your neighbors, the poetry boards. How long are you keeping them open, Carlos?
About a week.
A week. So Carlos is wonderful. He's giving you a chance. If you you can't make it tonight, he's gonna let you do it, and he does all the coordination. And I just want to thank you all. One date, put in your calendar, December 2nd, Giving Tuesday. We're doing an I Am a Changemaker campaign so we can reach more members and widen our circle of belonging. So thank you all to our veteran Right Nighters. We love you. We see you out there. And huge welcome to our new volunteers. You're part of the family forever. So thank you all. Thank you, Curtis, Delonta, Carlos, and everyone. Peace out.
Everyone.
Keep your mind free.
Make sure you click on the link, everyone. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank y'all.
Link
Thank y'all for
is
listening.
free.